Okay, in this third session of week 9, we will talk about how original Yanbian culinary culture that they brought, 조선족 brought from northern Hamgyong province to Manchuria, went through several serious changes after they were mingling with Han Chinese particularly. First of all, there were 3 external influences for 조선족, the Yanbian 조선족 food. Now that includes the influence from Han Chinese. Another is other ethnic groups of China, because China is multi-ethnic, multiracial country. And also later, after the 1990s, the influence that came from South Korea. All of these influences are very important, as we will see. First, Han Chinese culinary cultural influence. Today's 조선족 culinary life, and almost every day, their food include stir-fried dishes, which 조선족 people almost daily life, they eat that stir-fried vegetables and meat together with rice. And also steamed stuffed bun, which is quite common food, which Chinese call baozi. And now baozi is a common food in Shandong and Hebei today. And because these Han Chinese originally came from that part of China, so in Manchuria, or today Dongbei in China, this baozi is a daily food. And the only thing is that when you go to look at the Han Chinese culinary life, let's say you go to a construction site where Han Chinese are working, and what is his lunch there? He will pull out the big round baozi, or they call mantao. And Koreans may call it mandu, but it's totally different from mandu because this is just a bun. There's nothing inside. It's just a pure bun. And they would tear it and dip it in sauce, small amount of sauce, and they will eat. And that's their lunch. Anyway, so 조선족 people also was influenced by this culinary life of Han Chinese there. And also, for example, on Chuseok or Autumn Moon Festival, Koreans offer food for their deceased ancestors. Now, 조선족 celebrate the day just like a Chinese with mooncake or yuebing, which Chinese call. And entire China, people enjoy yuebing or 월병 in Korean during Chuseok holiday. And Koreans normally eat other things like songpyeon or other things, but now 조선족 people, especially young people, they always celebrate Chuseok with mooncake. And now this Han Chinese influence on 조선족 food is stronger among younger generation because younger generation, new generation tend to be more Sinicized because they became more Chinese. Okay? And they are losing their Korean language as well, so that's a general trend. And South Korean influence is also very, very big in many sense. Because, as I said, a lot of these 조선족 migrant workers in South Korea, especially female, they work at Korean restaurants, either kitchen or hall. So they have opportunity to learn the South Korean way of food culture and so on. So this influence goes back to 조선족 community. So these days, Yanbian 조선족 people, when they make kimchi, they begin to use 젓갈. And their kimchi is becoming similar to what South Korean kimchi to a certain degree. And also, a typical South Korean dish, popular dish such as a bibimbap and kimchi jjigae or kimchi stew became more popular in Joseon족 community. Of course, Joseon족 had that food, but they were not that popular at that time. And Joseon족 also made these two dishes very popular among Han Chinese as well. So when you visit China, and if you ask Chinese young people that what kind of Korean food they like, and they will never omit kimchi stew. Okay? So now today there are many Chinese restaurants also serve kimchi stew in China. And also even the Western fast food such as hamburgers were introduced to Yanbian not by Westerners but by Joseon족 people who learned that in South Korea. Anyway, one of the fast food chain in South Korea, Lotteria, the first opened their restaurant in Yanji, which is the capital city of Yanbian Korean Autonomous Prefecture, in year 2002. So that's the image. At the international airport at Yanji city, you see there is a Lotteria. And also the South Korean coffee shop chain, Angels in Us. So we talked about Han Chinese influence on original Joseon족 culinary culture, and then South Korean influence on original Joseon족 culture. And now another unexpected influence, but this influence is extremely huge, and that came from Xinjiang, the Uyghur people, and particularly this barbecued lamb skewer. And now this influence, I said, is very big. Why? Because traditionally, lamb meat was never a part of Korean diet. Koreans traditionally they prefer beef, and they ate dog meat, much less today, of course, but traditionally they ate dog meat and chicken and so on, and then also the game meat that they capture through hunting. But lamb was not a part of a Korean diet. But today it is a part of a Korean diet. And now that all thanks to this amazing opportunity that Joseon족 people discovered sometime in 1980s, and brought this culture to South Korea. So in this image, that's in Xinjiang, the Uyghur, the Muslims, they are Muslim, and that's how they prepare their lamb skewer. So they would cut big chunk of lamb meat, and using normally the red willow tree. It's quite big, and then you make a skewer, and you put the meat, and then you add some fat, the lamb fat, and then meat, lamb fat, and then you barbecue it on the street. And then you pour a lot of spices. Now these spices are Central Asian spices because it is in Xinjiang. So that's how they prepare their very famous in China, the lamb kebab or barbecued lamb skewer. In our next session, we will talk about how Joseon족 people came to learn this lamb skewer from Uyghur people in early or mid 1980s and made it as their food. So it's an interesting story I will cover in our next session.